Okay guys, here's a video having to do with some pictures of some of the features that were mentioned in the last couple of videos. Here we can see another stream or river. Again, there's really no scientific difference between a stream or a river, but the water is flowing and we could see the outside of the curve over here very eroded. Some people call this the cut bank side of the river. Very eroded. You can see all the grass and vegetation has basically fallen into the water. Very, very steep on this side and heavily eroded. On the other side of the river, this is where deposition is occurring. And we can see a gentle slope down into the water. So this is where we have deposition, and this is where we have erosion. The outside of the curve is the eroded side. Inside of the curve is where we have deposition. Here we see the same thing, different river, different place, different climate. Looks arid with mountains and snow. And here we could see erosion on this side, this side of the bend. This is the outside of the curve. Steep, maybe not as steep as the last picture we looked at, but steep compared to this side. This is the inside of the meander, and we have deposition. Pile of gravel, probably sand, silt, and clay mixed in too. And if you were to actually walk into this water, maybe to go swimming or something, you would find a gentle slope down into the water on this side, and then a very steep drop on the opposite side. This is where we have erosion, and this is where we have deposition. And we've gone over this before. This is a color drawing of what was in your notes, showing the floodplain, the Oxbow Lake. Right, so this was part of the river at one point. This was a meander that got cut off due to erosion on opposite sides of a meander. Here's another Oxbow Lake over here. And one of the things that this drawing is trying to show us was called natural levees. And I want to show you some actual pictures of that too. Here we would have erosion. Here's our meander, erosion on the outside, deposition on the inside. Sometimes people call this deposited side a point bar. And it's just another term for basically the same thing. Here we have the eroded side of the meander. Here's the eroded side. Eventually these two sides meet and cut off this loop, this meander. Water flows straight through. Water takes the path of least resistance. And we end up with a new Oxbow Lake forming. So we would have an Oxbow Lake here eventually. Here's one that was already there. Here's one that was already there. Many meanders. Deposition, erosion, so on. So anyway, one of the things that I wanted to really focus on now was this idea of levees and floodplains. So one of the things that I mentioned in another video is this idea of a floodplain. All rivers flood at some point. When we have high rainfalls, severe weather, severe storms, saturated soil contributes to flooding. The ground can't absorb any more water. We have a flood. And the area where the water goes is what's called our floodplain. So here we have our floodplain. This would be a flood situation, of course. The river has spilled its banks and overflowed. And we call the area where the water goes a floodplain. Now, on this diagram, it's not as simple as this usually. Usually the floodplain is more complex. In this diagram, they're kind of oversimplifying it. If we look at some real images, these are satellite images that have been color enhanced to show buildings and houses and where people are and so on. Here we can see a river, and we see meanders and bends and oxbow lakes and features like that, satellite image. And then in the next picture over, same location but during a flood. And we could see where the water has spilled out of the river and flooding has taken place. The area where the water is the floodplain. We can even see some of the original features, the original stream channel, if we look close. But anyway, here we have flood situation. So this would be flooding. The area that is underwater is called the floodplain. This is an important thing, actually. Many places are very prone to flooding. Municipalities, governments, and towns create flood maps, and they want to try to figure out, well, in the event of a flood, what areas are going to be underwater. This is hugely important. It determines where we build our houses and shopping centers and things like that are largely driven by flood maps. where are we going to build so we don't end up with our buildings underwater, right? We have laws now about building in floodplains. It's against the law to build a house, a new building in a floodplain, in many locations anyway. And if you do build or live in a floodplain, you have to buy special flood insurance. Regular homeowners insurance does not cover flooding. So if you live in an area that would be on this map color coded, yellow, red, or even blue, you would probably have to buy special insurance and pay extra money because there's a greater likelihood that your house is going to be damaged by a flood. And you'd be required by law to buy flood insurance. You'd have to pay extra money for living in a floodplain. So there's a lot of economic importance to looking at floodplains. Where is an area going to end up underwater? Where is an area going to end up flooding? Now, one of the things that we talked about in one of the other videos, and at the start of this one too, is this idea of a natural levee. And the diagram in the notes was just poor. It just doesn't really show it clearly. But every time we have a flood, and it says after many floods, when the water rises, we have deposition occurring along the boundary between the water and the land, the edge of the stream channel. And because of that, we have, well, this little ridge. Eventually those floodwaters recede, the floodwaters go away. The water gets absorbed into the ground, infiltration. But eventually when the flooding is over, we end up with sediment and land at the edge of the stream channel. And this has the effect of rising, making a little mound at the edge of the channel, making it a little higher. We can see this happening in this picture. So here we have our river or stream, but when it does flow or flood, water spills over the banks of the river, and every time it does that, we have a little bit of deposition occurring, and we end up with a levee, a little natural rise at the edge of the stream. Usually when you hear the word levee, we're talking about artificial levees, and these are levees where we're taking this idea, but we're doing it more so, and we're adding concrete and maybe gravel, sandbags and sand and things to make the levee taller, to try to contain the river and to try to keep the river from, in the event of a flood, from spilling out of the channel and causing damage. The idea of the levee is actually kind of controversial. Some engineers and scientists are arguing that, well, all this really does is push the water further downstream and you have worse flooding in a different place. So it might not really be eliminating flooding, it might just be displacing the flooding and making flooding worse for people that live further down the river. The other thing that's kind of controversial about levees is that they're prone to failure. These are human engineered levees, and they do break, they do fail. Here it says New Orleans. During Hurricane Katrina, one of the reasons the flooding was so bad was because of levee failures. The levees broke, they couldn't handle the amount of water that was up against them. The concrete failed and broke, and then massive flooding took place. So, some people argue, well, maybe levees aren't really a good solution to flooding because they do fail, and then you have, this rapid water rise. You have this rapid flooding instead of gradual flooding. And again, levees, artificial levees, might just displace the flooding and make it worse for people in other places. So anyway, that was one of the ideas that I wanted to get at, was this idea of a levee. Now, I think what I'll do is stop here, and then the other video that I wanted to post had to do with drainage patterns. So I think I'll do 2 shorter videos for these ideas. So I'll stop here and then do a shorter video on drainage patterns.